Right, good morning one and all. Go on, off you go, Snoopers. I've just started my walk with my two boys. I'll spin around. They're here beside me. My little Sooty and my Beagle. So Snoopy is my Beagle. He's 9 years old. And Sooty is my little black Scotty, and he's 3 years old. Right, we've just got here on our walk. I'll tell you what the time is in a second. It's 10 minutes past 9 in the morning. So I was hanging on to do the washing, which is all done on the line. We're out. Beautiful. I've come to the Cockfield Railway Walk. The main reasons for coming here, it's sheltered. You can see, if you look along the old railway track ahead of me, all the like a tunnel of trees. So it keeps me out of the wind. It is a little bit breezy today, and it is quite threatening. The sky is very grey. It has rained overnight. My car was damp, but only damp. And I didn't have to use the wipers coming here. So fingers crossed that we might just get a dry walk. Otherwise I'm going to get wet. I haven't brought a coat with me. Right, so now I've given you the the situation update. Let's have a little chat. Right, I've obviously got a lot of new subscribers, so I'll put a little bit more of the older information out for you guys, so it gives you a bit of a background on myself. Right, born in Suffolk, bred in Suffolk, educated in Suffolk. So basically I've lived in Suffolk nearly all of my life. I'm in the motor trade. I'm a motor mechanic. My dad was a jockey in Newmarket. My mum was a hairdresser in Newmarket. My mum ended up owning her own shop in a little village outside Newmarket. I have two sisters. One is 2 years older than me, and the other one is 2 years younger than me. We've all got children. We've all got grandchildren. We've all been through marriage breakups, apart from my parents. My parents have been steadfast. They've been together forever. So that is absolutely fantastic. I'm a motor mechanic by trade. I left school in 1976. Do you remember the summer of 76? Wow. That's the year I started working. Come on in. So I've been in the motor trade ever since I left school. I did training at Bury St Edmunds College. I did 4 years day in block release at Bury College. Tied in with the apprenticeship at the garage. I became fully qualified in when I was 20, and I've been chopping and changing my garages ever since. So I'm currently working for a garage that owns a large number of garages in East Anglia, and my role is a floating technician. So what I do is I cover for each site. So if somebody's off sick, on holiday or on a course, I am booked to go to that garage to work there. In theory, that's how it's supposed to work. It doesn't necessarily work that way. Right, so that's giving you a little bit of a background there, a rough one. So if we can go into more depth in different things as time goes on. Driving wise, I started off on motorbikes. Go on then, Snoopers, go on. I started off motorbikes. I was motorbike mad when I was a youngster. I also then took and passed my car test. So I ended up with cars and bikes. Cars are a lot safer than bikes, as you obviously can appreciate. And I did have an accident on my motorbike, which made me think. And that put the bikes into the shed, and the bikes never came out of the shed after then. I love my motorbikes, but I had a young family at the time, and I had an accident on my bike, and things could have been so different. So I was very fortunate, and I think it made me realise that I had responsibilities at the time. I had a wife and a young family, so it did make me think. So I put the bikes in the shed, and they stayed in the shed. Yes, I do regret not having bikes again, and I have thought about having a bike again, but I don't know. I think at my age, it's probably not a good idea. I think I'll stick to 4 wheels. Car-wise, I've had so many cars. As you can imagine, I used to buy cars, repair them and sell them, make a little bit of money and put that into the next car and so on, and build my my car fund up. I've always bought, I've never done finance. Go on, off you go. So everything I've got I own, always have done. I'm currently into Japanese cars. I have been for a long time. I started off, when I started off in the motor trade, I started working for Vauxhalls. Come on, Snoop, how'd you come? Snoop. They're sniffing, they're doing a lot of sniffing down here today. Yes, I currently started off on Vauxhalls and thought the world of them because I was trained on them. But once I worked at different garages and tried different products, I realised that the Vauxhalls weren't quite so good as I had thought. I'm Japanese now, through and through. If you cut me like a stick of rock, I'd have Japanese cars written across my spine. They are brilliant, absolutely brilliant. So I'm sold on the Japanese vehicles. Excellent product. Where should we go from here? So we've done the cars, we've done the bikes. Holidays. I touched on holidays yesterday, I think. I used to go on lots of holidays. My favourite type of holiday is a driving holiday. And the ones I really enjoy are my European holiday trips. And what I do is I get the Channel Tunnel, take my car across and just drive. Nothing's booked other than the actual crossing on the train. Everything else I just wing. So I just drive Belgium, Germany, Portugal, Spain, Italy, wherever, and find somewhere to sleep, bed and breakfast, and do that for like a couple of weeks and then come back again. Absolutely fantastic. Really, really good. If you haven't tried it, you've got to try it. It's a lot easier now you've got sat navs. When I used to do this years ago, you used to have an atlas, European atlas. Come on, Snoopers. Go on, off you go. I used to have an atlas and a pad, and I used to sit down in the evening and work out a route and then drive. But now with the sat nav, you just tap in where you want to go and it does it all for you. It's great fun, really, really good fun. Get to meet lots of people. Fabulous, absolutely fabulous. So if you've never done that, give it a look. Maybe just do a trip into France. Normandy is a lovely one to do. Just nip across, have a week maybe in Normandy. Take your car and just do what I used to do. It's absolutely brilliant. It's so much fun. And I can guarantee that if you do it once, you'll do it again and again. I haven't done it since, well, last time I did that was before COVID. So obviously that's 2020 COVID came in. So I haven't been into Europe since before then. I think it was about 2018 maybe. I went on a Rome trip, an Italian road trip. Go on then, off you go. So yes, try that one, it's great. I have been to the States 3 times, always to Florida. I wouldn't go again, not to Florida, not really to the States. It's too far. I'm not a good traveller. That's why I tend to drive everywhere. Come on, Stutty. I get very travel sick. I'm better if I drive myself, but I can make myself sick in the car. But I'm better when I actually drive myself. I can get places. Hence why I tend to stick to the UK now. I've travelled the UK extensively. Scotland, Wales, Cornwall, Kent, Dorset, Cotswolds, Yorkshire, everywhere. Lake District, I love it. It's absolutely brilliant. I'm going up to Scotland in November. So I'm really looking forward to that because I haven't been up there a couple of years, I think, since I've been up to Scotland, maybe a bit more. So yeah, I think the first holiday we did after COVID lockdowns were lifted was Scotland, and that was absolutely brilliant. Come on in. We went to Argyll and Bute, fairly close to Oban, probably about half an hour away from Oban. It was lovely. What a fantastic holiday that was. Really wild. It was stormy, gales, you name it, we had it. Didn't have any sunshine, but we had everything else. I think we had snow as well. Yeah, it was lovely, absolutely fantastic. Right, I've got my 2 boys with me. I've got my Beagle and my little Scotty. They are my 5th and 6th dogs. When I was with my parents always had dogs. From when I was a little child to when I left home, my parents had dogs. And I've always had dogs since I've left home, my own dogs, and I'm up to my number 5 and number 6 dogs. Go on then, Soot. Sooty is my number 6, Snoop's my number 5. Love my dogs to bits, absolutely love them. Always have 2 dogs. There is an age difference between the two, and that way when one dog passes on and you get another dog, the remaining dog will bring that dog on. It will help train it. They copy, and I've found that so much easier than having just one dog. I think 2 dogs works a lot better, and they're fantastic companions for each other. So that is really nice. And I don't tend to get the same breed. I will get different breeds. I think having 2 Scotties or 2 Beagles wouldn't be right. I think just have a mix is lovely. Like chalk and cheese, they're so totally different. Hang on, I've got to get past some stingers here, guys. I've got my skirt on today, so I've got to be a little bit more careful today. We're doing all right. Got a little fistly section here, and some stingers, and we're through. There we go, right, we're through. So yes, love my dogs to bits. What else can I tell you? I love my gardens. I've always been a keen gardener. Not that I grow things like fruit and veg or flowers. It's more shrubs, as in bushes, trees and grass. But it gives me great satisfaction, and I find it really relaxing to go out, cut the grass, trim the hedges, and then you stand back and look at it after you've finished. And it's really satisfying to have kept it all as trim and sharp and looks gorgeous. And I find it's a real kind of a stress reliever. My current property I've got, the garden is awful, absolutely awful, but I'm not worried about that at the moment because I'm trying to get all the borders, the fencing and things like that sorted out, sort of the groundwork, doing that first. I'll worry about the aesthetics next year. I'm still there because it's a rented property, but I will spend some money on it. But I'll probably hang on until next year because my tenancy agreement is every 12 months. So my landlord has to not necessarily renegotiate, but just make sure everything's okay. If he's not happy with me, obviously it's easier for him to get rid of me after 12 months if he doesn't want me there. So yeah, hopefully I'll be okay. And he doesn't know anything about April. That could be a bit tricky, that one. Because I haven't seen him since I moved in. Oh, my landlord did say that they do visits 4 times a year. So once every 3 months, they will pop round and visit. And they haven't been round since I've been there, and I've been there since March. So they're well overdue. But the other thing he did say to me was that because I did say to him, well, if you're going to come and visit me, come and see me, I said, you need to let me know. I said, because I'm not always working where I live, where the house is. I tend to work places like Cambridge, Colchester, Ipswich, Bury St Edmunds. I'm never actually where I live. And he said to me, oh, that's not a problem. He said, we've got a key, we can let ourselves in. But fortunately for me, my boys are in the kennel at the top of the garden, which to all intents and purposes looks just like a normal garden shed, but it's actually a kennel. But it doesn't look like that, it just looks like a garden shed. I try and call it a shed for other people, but for you guys I keep calling it a kennel because it is a kennel. But everybody else thinks it's a shed. And my boys go up there and they're lovely and quiet. They've got to run out the back, and I pop them up there when I go to work. And when I come back from work, they come out. They stay in the house with me for the rest of the day, night. They sleep in the house with me. Not in my same room. They don't sleep with me in my same room. But they stay in the house with me. Then the next morning, we do the same routine. It's something I've got to do until I retire. Once I retired, it'll be a different kettle of fish. Yeah, we'll be there all the time. It'll be really nice. So, I think I've just about covered everything, haven't I? I don't know how long I've been on here. 14 minutes, my goodness me. Halfway through my walk. Yeah, so, love the dogs to bits. I will, like I said, if the tenancy is extended again, it's going to be something that goes on every 12 months. Every 12 months, they'll have a look, make sure everything's okay, and then renew it for another 12 months. Apparently that's how they do it. So I've been told. So I'll just go along with that one, guys. So if he is okay with another 12 months, I set about spending some money in the garden, getting the garden sorted. Obviously I'm sorting the fencing out at the moment, making it look tidy and neat. And that's what all I'm doing at the moment, trying to make it look nice and tidy at minimal cost, because obviously if he ends up throwing me out after 12 months, I don't want to have wasted all my money on expensive plants, shrubs and trees and bushes, things like that. Anyway, so today it's a walk with my boys. It's also washing day. The washing is on the line at the moment. There is another load in, and I've got another load which is going to be just towels after that, and we are done. That is all done. I will phone up my parents and see if they want me to pop round and cut the grass, as it is dry. If it rains, that will be a different kettle of fish. I've got to go and see my friend Peter in the care home this afternoon. I've got to take him his birthday card and his prezi up. I've got my plant, so I'm going to take those up to Peter, and that'll be this afternoon. Ooh, picking my way through the stingers again, guys. Right, we're through. And that's it. I think that's my day done. I'm going to keep messaging you guys, putting loads of videos on for you, and we can have chats. Go on, off you go. That's it. I'm going to sign out now. I'll start a fresh video for you guys. Okay then, bye-bye.